ahead and just make your way over to the wall. We're going to start there for restorative yoga. And as you get there, just allow yourself to really kind of take a few moments to settle. See if you need anything tucked under the head, like a blanket or a little pillow. And you want to scoot yourself as close to the wall as feels comfortable for your body. And when you get there, just wiggle the toes, maybe even reach the arms up and kind of just roll out the wrists and the ankles. And as you roll and kind of take those wiggles, give yourself a few big, deep breaths. And after you've taken those little movements, just find a way for your body to settle. Rest the arms anywhere that feels comfortable. If you want to feel a little opening in the chest, you can take the arms out like a T shape. And then begin to just direct all of your awareness to the physical body. Feeling that kind of shift in energy, increase in circulation with the legs extended. The weight of your body settling into the support of the earth. And then direct your awareness to your breath. Feel the inhales growing deeper, settling through the belly and the rib cage. And then the exhales extending out nice and long. You might start out by placing a count with the breath, seeing how it feels to inhale for a count of 4 or 6, exhaling to a count of 6 or 8. With each breath cycle, you relax a little deeper into the body. You might check in to see if you're holding any unnecessary tension at this point. Relax the jaw and the throat. Allow the muscles of the face to feel soft, and the head to feel heavy. And over your next few breath cycles, if you've got the space, you can bring the soles of the feet together and just let the knees come open. Take all the tension out of the legs. Give yourself permission to just let gravity do the work here. So without holding them up high or trying to press them down low, just let them settle wherever feels most natural. You've got about 10 more breath cycles right here. See if you can let go a little bit more. Maybe it's the mind, or maybe it's the physical body. Nice and easy, you're going to bring the legs back towards one another and all the way up. Give the feet a little flexion here, stretch through the calves and the hamstrings. And then we're going to transition back to our mat. But you've got plenty of time, so don't rush. Ease your way away from that wall. And then just give yourself a really gentle round or two of cat-cow in the seated position. And then maybe a few neck rolls. Moving in both directions. And then you'll bring yourself back up to a neutral spine. And we're going to send the legs out long. And I'll have you keep the legs perfectly relaxed. If you need to kind of swish the legs back and forth, we're going to grab our pillow or bolster. And we're just going to come into a nice gentle forward fold. Feel free to stack props, or you can even position a pillow up a little bit higher. Give yourself a full breath, and then on an exhale, start to fold forward. So the legs are relaxed, there's no flexion in the feet. And we've got a long hold here, so start slow. Don't go to that deepest expression just yet. When you find a starting place, we'll take 3 big clearing breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the breath in the back body right now. After those clearing breaths, you'll seal the lips. And again, just breathe in and out through the nose. You might imagine or visualize your inhale like a stream of water coming in through the nose, trickling down the back of the neck, in between the heart, the mid-back, all the way down to the low back before it traces back up on your exhale. If after a few breath cycles you feel like you could adjust your prop to give you more depth or support, feel free to do that. Let your whole body soften. Feel yourself melting deeper and deeper into this. We're here for about 5 or 6 more breath cycles. Give yourself permission to fully relax. Using your next few breath cycles to start to roll up. As you come to that lifted position, just close your eyes, nice long spine. Feeling yourself upright again. And then let your fingertips come behind your back. And you're just going to give yourself a little lift through the torso. Draw the shoulders down, open up through the throat and the collarbone. Beautiful. and then just let that go. We're going to grab the bolster nearby. Come all the way flat onto your back. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And if you feel like you need a little gentle movement here, you can swish the knees. We're coming into that supported bridge pose. So with the feet on the mat, you're going to lift the hips and slide that bolster right underneath. You want it to feel comfortable, no pressure on the low back at all. You want to feel open through the front body. Let the eyes close. You're welcome to have a little support under the head and neck if you need that. Feel the way the weight in the belly shifts upward, taking some of that burden off of the low belly organs. You feel light and expansive around the hips. And it might feel great to just stay right here, but you could try to send the arms overhead, or maybe the legs long, or you might try both. This is definitely more sensation, so just be mindful of what feels nourishing to your body. Feel the breath flow through the whole front body. Muscles of the face are soft. The shoulders are fully supported by the mat. Perhaps bring your awareness to that openness, that expansiveness right in the low belly, and imagine drawing your breath like a pool of water right in between the hip bones, filling that whole lower abdomen with fresh air, fresh prana. We're going to transition out of this really slow. So if your arms are lifted, go ahead and bring them back down. And if your legs are extended, I want you to activate the belly a little bit and then just gently bring them back in. And then we'll pause right here to let the low back settle. And then you'll press through the feet and just lift the hips up, sliding that bolster out to the side. Roll down here. And just let the knees spill together, maybe widen the feet. So knees are not, feet are the width of the mat, maybe a little wider. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and just feel the low back and the tailbone reconnecting with that support. And then when it feels right, gather the knees in towards the chest. You might just pull them in nice and gentle. You might be craving some little knee circles or even a happy baby. Just take the next minute or so to find what feels good. And then we'll bring the feet back to the mat. We're going to roll on to the right side. And so I want you to be facing your bolster when you get to the right side. You might want an extra pillow or blanket nearby to support the head. So here, your right leg is going to be long, fully extended, and then we're going to cross the left leg over and let the bolster support it completely. Here. The key here is that you want to make sure the bolster is high enough so that your knee is in line with your hip and your ankle is in line with your knee. So you've got this good alignment here. And then you're going to relax down. Your hips should be stacked, so just make sure that you're not leaning too far forward. Let the eyes close and just settle into the support here. The breath stays nice and even. Feel the breath in the body. And prepare yourself to transition. As you do, just let yourself move nice and easy. You're going to make your way to the left side now. And as you do, you might just flip over and move the bolster, or you might just change sides, leaving the bolster right where it is. You want to make sure that alignment is healthy, the left leg straight. And then you'll bring the right leg over. Making sure the knee lines up with the hip and the ankle with the knee. And then again, just let yourself go. Give yourself a full deep breath. You'll take your time beginning that journey back up. Make it back to that seated position. We're going to go ahead and set up for our rest pose. You're going to place the bolster right behind you. And then if you have something available, well, we won't use that yet, actually. You might want pillows to tuck under your thighs. Once you've got the bolster behind you, we're going to come into a forward fold for a few breath cycles. And if you can do this without any support underneath you, just letting gravity really pull you down, that's great. If you need a little something under the forehead, that's fine too. But let yourself come into a nice full forward fold. And if the hips are really tight, just be sure that you haven't clenched up through the teeth of the jaw yet. It might feel good to take some more of those big clearing breaths. Give yourself one more full breath here. And then you'll start to rise up. And again, just pause here and seated. Let your body sit upright. Now we'll be transitioning back onto the bolster. You can keep your legs in this butterfly position, And maybe tuck something under the knees. You could also send the legs out, but again, I would suggest having support under the knees, just so the low back feels okay. When you lie back, I want you to stretch your arms overhead. Give your chest a big opening. And then maybe let the arms come out wide, taking that opening even deeper. Letting the fingers stretch out left and right. And then allow the arms to settle wherever feels most comfortable. Allow your eyes to close, beginning to settle your breath. Allowing yourself to feel that slow, deep breath. Breathing all the way in into your stomach. And breathing out, feeling that air compress your whole upper body. Allowing your breath to be deep and intentional. With each exhale, give yourself permission to release any tension or stress you might be holding on to. You might even mentally repeat the word relax as you breathe out. Now try to slow that breath down even more. Don't rush to breathe in, just gradually filling your lungs and abdomen with air. And when they are full, give a slight pause there, just a little moment of retention, and then give a full, slow release out of the breath. Feel that compression in the belly. Give yourself a slight pause. And then begin again. Deep breath in, nice and slow. Give yourself a pause. And then exhale, slow release. Follow that pattern. Long, deep breath in. A slight pause at the top. And then gentle release out. A slight pause at the bottom. Now let your breath just return to neutral without control or force. Mentally beginning to just scan through your own body, looking for any areas of tension to release. Pay attention to the small muscles, bones, and joints, and the big, strong muscles, bones, and joints. Feeling relief and relaxation as you move through each part of your body. You feel complete with your body scan. You'll let go of control of the breath, control of the body, and allow yourself to just rest fully here in the present moment. Notice your breath. Full awareness to the breath and to the body. Gentle movement comes back through the fingers and the toes. As the breath grows fuller, you might take this larger movement, stretching the arms and the legs. You'll take your time coming to one side. Be nice and gentle with yourself as you return to seated. Let the hands settle right at the heart. Give yourself gratitude for breath and body and showing up to restore on this Friday afternoon. Thank you, guys. Namaste.